like to hear your company or church announcements or church broadcast on the airwaves of WEHA, you can call our business office at 609-641-8870 for further details.
Lord, you are my refuge. In you I'll trust. And you are my fortress. Lord, in you I trust. I don't have to dread the terror by night, 'cause I got me some angels watching over me. Yes, sir. So I will. For when I call you, Lord, you'll answer in time. And every time I call you, so glad you'll answer. You will. You will deliver. Oh, for I will dwell under your shadow. I won't dread the terror by night, 'cause I got me some angels watching over me all night, all day. I don't have to fear, I don't have to worry, 'cause I'm protected under the wings of the Almighty. Come on, sing vision. Sing that one more time. When I call you, so glad you'll answer in time. Oh, yes, you will. And whenever I call you, so glad you'll answer. You will.
Gospel 88.7 WEHA. It's more than music. It's ministry.
Port Republic, Atlantic City, and now on FM Translator 100.3 W26 2CF, Atlantic City, Pleasantville.
Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Bubby Fan, and I'm inviting you to be a part of history, a night of worship, honor, and legacy. The South Jersey Legacy Project, a live audio and video recording to celebrate the families, the gifted individuals who serve faithfully at funerals, weddings, and church events throughout the years. This special event will spotlight the heart and soul of our region's faithful music ministries. So mark your calendars. This event is taking place Saturday, September 27th at 4 p.m. Doors open at 3 p.m. The address is Ocean City Tabernacle Church, 550 Wesley Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. Advance tickets, VIP $30, general $20. Door admission $35 and general $25. Tickets available at eventbrite.com. Type in South Jersey Legacy Project. So mark your calendars. Once again, September 27th at 4 p.m. Ocean City Tabernacle, 550 Wesley Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. And remember, let's honor the legacy. Let's preserve the sound. Let's celebrate our own.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily those of WEHA, Gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM. We Have Gospel, Spread the Gospel Inc., or any of its sponsors. WEHA is a listener-supported radio station. To make a donation, call 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234. Or log on to our website, wehavegospel.com.
We have gospel.
If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish right here on your two-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. We are live in the studio on today. We ask you to share it, click like, share it, and let someone know that we are on today. We have a wonderful program for you today. This broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks Family Businesses, who've been serving our community for close to 40 years, and Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories. And certainly if you want to use Beacon Hall, you can call 609-641-8870 extension 2 and get connected to use Beacon Hall, where you can have your weddings, your baby showers, whatever you want to do, birthday parties. You can do that at Beacon Hall, a safe place. Opening up this morning, I want to say happy birthday to my dad, Bishop Luke Witherspoon. He turned 86 today. He's 86 years young, and we're glad that he's still with us on today. And as you can tell, I love my dad, right? We all do. So I wanted to say happy birthday to him on today. All right, and we have a few announcements. I wanted to let you know that there's going to be the New Mount Calvary Outreach Ministry free monthly distribution is today, September the 27th, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And it's on the third or fourth Wednesdays, but you got to call ahead from 4:30 to 5:30. And it's going to be held at the New Mount Calvary Baptist Church, 6755 Mill Road, Mays Landing, New Jersey, For more information, you can call 609-476-3671. All right. I always like to put information out there. If I have it, I'll announce it, especially if it's free. You just have to get it to me. Okay. What else is going on today? Or what else is going on in the community? Let me tell you. All right. Spread the good news. Veterans Smile Day is October the 11th. Free dental for veterans. Helping those who have served our country and help keep us safe. And this is going to be from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. First come, first serve basis. Okay. They will be performing all aspects of dentistry, x-rays, exams, cleanings, fillings, root canals, and extractions at no cost. Free haircuts, massages, flu vaccines, food, and more. All veterans are eligible. Please provide some sort of proof. Now, this is real nice, but I don't see where this is. It's going to be in Mays Landing. Okay, it's going to be at Bricks Works Dental in Mays Landing, and the number is 609-625-0505. And I think it's wonderful when people get back in the community. Everybody can do something very differently. Also, we want you to know that Care Spark, oh yes, wellness and sustainable Care Spark Community Connections Sustainable Health and Wellness Village Fest will be on October the 4th, and it's going to start at 11 a.m. and it's going to be at the Oscar McClinton Park in Atlantic City. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. and they're going to have all type of things, and I'm sure Fran is going to talk about this as well, but I just wanted to make sure that I said a little something about it. One of the presenting sponsors is Johnson & Johnson, Atlantic Care. Different vendors are going to be there, and it's going to be really, really nice. Food trucks, vendors, live entertainment. Okay, they're going to have DJs, a DJ, which is 5D. I know that because I called him. He's going to be there, and it's going to be just so much fun. And so we want you to keep that in mind. Now, on today, I saved the best for last. On today, there is going to be a legacy concert. And Pastor Franklin Bubby Fan presents the South Jersey Legacy Project. Legacy still lives. It's going to be an historical live audio and video recording featuring the families of South Jersey. And this is going to begin at 4 o'clock p.m. And it's going to be at the Ocean City Tabernacle Church in Ocean City. And I'm trying to pull it up because I wear my glasses. Got my glasses on here with the address. 550 Wesley Avenue in Ocean City, New Jersey. The doors open at 3 o'clock p.m. And many of the local families will be singing tonight. The Fan family, the Graves family, the Gandy family, the Loud family, the Lucas family. The Bishop Freddie Washington is going to be there. And many, many more families that has been singing down through the years, as Pastor Franklin Bubby Fan said, singing at weddings and funerals and churches and services and concerts. They're going to be singing and today, and it's going to be wonderful. I plan to be there at that event, and the Witherspoon family will not be singing, not because we didn't want to. We had a lot going on. And we couldn't participate this time, but we're going to go and represent and be there and support those families that we grew up with, that sung down through the years together. And I'm just so happy about this project. And last but not least, voter registration's deadline is October the 14th. If you're not registered to vote, it's imperative that you get registered. If you don't know what to do, you can contact me. You can say, Thelma, I'm not registered. I don't know what to do. I'll make sure that you get a voter registration. You can also download it, and you can go and just sign up. Sometimes if you go to motor vehicle, they'll sign you up. Everywhere you go, somebody's signing you up for voter registration. Is very important. Now, I want to say this because I said this last week. A lot of people say people didn't come out and vote the last time. That's untrue. 77 million people voted for President Donald Trump. 75 million people voted for Vice President Kamala Harris. And 90 million people stayed home. All right. So it is very important, and it is imperative that you vote. Your vote does count, and it does matter. There cannot be apathy. All politics are local. I believe it starts local. You're not going to just vote for the gubernatorial candidates who you choose, but you got to vote for your county representatives. You have to vote for your local municipal government representatives, whoever that you choose. But you want to make your voice heard. There's no need of complaining about anything that is happening if you have not voted. So I'm easy to contact. You can contact me via Facebook, Messenger, telephone, radio. I'm church. I'm everywhere. I'm like I don't want to say Allstate. That's the wrong one. But I'm everywhere. Okay, all right. I'm everywhere. So if not, you don't have to sign up with me. You can do it with anybody. You can do it on your own. All right. But you want to be registered to vote. And don't say, well, I didn't think it mattered. It doesn't count anyway. Stop making excuses. People died. People sacrificed. People went to jail. People had to count for jelly beans before they could vote. And all you have to do is sign up a paper and register. If you moved, change your address. You have until October the 14th. To do that and to make that deadline. All right, so that's enough on the political end of it. And we are live in the studio today and we have with us again, by popular demand, Fran Kuhn. He is the executive director of Atlantic County Workforce Development, and he's been coming, I think, about 2 years now. Mm-hmm. About 2 years, and before he started, he was going to try to get workers and different ones to come out, but you got to pay overtime. People are just not doing stuff for free. They're not doing stuff for free on a Saturday when I'm off. Now, I don't mind working from Monday through Friday, but Saturday and Sunday is my time. And he's been able to get one other person, Rodney Finks, to come on from time to time. But for most part, he's been the one that has actually availed himself, when he's available, to come on to the show to make our listening audience aware of what is going on at the One Stop. Mm-hmm. And which I think is a good thing, which is right here in Pleasantville, 2 South Main Street. In Pleasantville, New Jersey. I got it right. And so there's a lot of things that are happening in your community, and sometimes you just don't know it. There's the 211 you can call. People are calling me about different things, but you can dial 211, and that is a number that can hook you up to something, whatever services that you need. And there's things that's just out there that are available, and you want to make sure that you know where to go. Someone called me because there was a woman that was 80 years old, and she was homeless, and she was sleeping at the Wawa in her car, and she was on dialysis, and she was sleeping in her car at the Wawa near the airport. So I couldn't get to the woman, but I told the person, I said, well, what we're doing in Hamilton Township, we're calling a non-emergency police number, and they're going to out and assist the person. Or you can call 211, or, and I didn't know the number for Egg Harbor Township, but when I called to follow up to find out what happened to the woman. But the woman wasn't there, and she missed dialysis, so I don't know what happened to her, but she was 80 years old. So a lot of things, sometimes there's a lot of mental health issues that are going on, and sometimes you want to do it. Sometimes with my kind heart, I want to be the one that just goes out and help everybody, but you can't help everybody because you don't know the mental state of each individual, and you have trained professionals that can go out and assist people. Now, Atlantic County does have a program, but they're open Monday through Friday. So if something happens during the week, you can call 911. Well, not 911, but you can find out what the non-emergency number is to call in the municipality that you live in, and maybe they can get some help. Now, I know Atlantic City has a program for the homeless. I know that. I know there's some things that are happening in Pleasantville with Angels in Motion, and different people are able to do different things. But if you live in an area that doesn't have those facilities, there is still help that is available. And if you can't do anything else, you can call 211 and they will connect you with the person that you need in order to get assistance for that person. So I just wanted to say that. So now Fran Kuhn, he's here, and we want a final report. We're going to talk about a lot of things. I want to hear about the final report of the summer youth programs. I'm not really going to go through an introduction because you're like family now. Okay. every month I have him, just in case you don't know who Fran Kuhn is, he can say something about himself. I've already told you. He is the executive director of the Atlantic County Workforce Development Board. All right. And so he's here, and he's going to give us an update on what's going on. So we talked a lot about the summer youth program, and over 300 youth, I believe, was able to participate.
That's correct.
Can you give us a final report on what actually happened?
Yeah, I can. We're very happy with the ultimate outcome of that particular program. We were funded for $1.123 million.
Wow.
We were allocated for 275 youth to be working 200 hours at a total expense of $850,000 for the stipends for those individuals. I'm happy to say that, as you said, there are 306 that were actually employed. We did spend, one of the requirements for the program was that we needed to spend 80% of our stipend money on the youth. We spent over 100%.
Oh, wow.
So we are very, very happy with the results that we got out of that. The outcomes related to that were that there were usually summer youth program, you do your 200 hours and then you go back to doing whatever you were doing again. But there were 4 full-time hires as a result of that program.
Wow.
The employers were satisfied. They were happy enough with the people that they got that they offered them full-time employment. There were also 15 part-time employments as a result of those programs as well. So we had 19 people that were hired in some capacity during the course of this program. I also want to mention that, and I'll get into this in another part, but there were 6 individuals that worked at Meadowview Nursing Home
Right.
during that program. As a result of that, Meadowview Nursing Home has a need for additional support and aid people at their facility. What they are doing right now is they are providing training for them to certify them as certified nursing assistants.
Okay.
And they're paying for the training themselves. This is the county nursing home. So those folks will be coming in as CNAs. When they complete their training and they get their certification, they pass the certification test. So we have a total of about 7 or 8 people there that will be working as a result of the combination of the summer youth and the other program that we have. So we're real happy about that as well. We're looking forward to next year. There were about 60 employers
Wow.
that got involved in the program this year, and I think it's kind of growing. There seems to be more awareness of the opportunity for the employer. More employers want to take advantage of that. We obviously have greater interest in the community now because we had 306 people that we placed and 450 that applied.
Wow.
So if and when this happens next year, obviously we have a new administration coming in, so we're not sure what this is going to look like next year. We're hopeful
Right.
that this program should continue next year. We're also hopeful, because it is a competitive process, that we'll be successful in gaining a bid and getting an award for the program. We think we've been one of the best programs in the state for providing the opportunity for our customers and our individuals in the county But not only that, the number of kids that we've been able to serve, number of kids and young adults, and the variety, the diversity of the different industries that we've been able to put people into, we think gives us a leg up on everybody else that is competing for this program.
Well, I was very happy because I think the last time you was here, some of the youth worked in the legislative branch.
Yep.
And I thought that was a very good experience, to have those type of opportunities. That was great.
That was interesting because I had some private business with Claire Swift. And as I do everywhere I go, I start talking about workforce development. And I mentioned that, we had this summer youth program, and I encouraged her, to get involved. It was at that point that she said, well, I have my legislative office where we need to have people review the bills that are there. And she took me up on it, and she placed 2 individuals there. And we had the county bulletin, I think. We posted, they do a newsletter every month, and we posted some pictures that we had from all of the summer youth program pieces that were there. And their 2 interns were part of that. They showed them up in Trenton.
Wow.
Standing in front of the Capitol. So I think that was a great opportunity. We also had a great opportunity with the Atlantic County Economic Alliance and the National Aerospace Research and Technology Park. They had interns there from Stockton. There were kids that were involved in obviously various aspects of city
government,
city management.
Right.
I mean, they assumed clerk positions. There were some people that working with public works, so they were working out in the community. We had child care, we had real estate,
Didn't you have a funeral home?
We had a funeral. I think we had a funeral.
Yes,
home.
you had
I
a
think
funeral.
Thomas Jennings.
Yeah, you told me about that.
That was before. I don't know if we had anybody placed there this year. EMTs. I'm trying to go through the list of everybody that I can think of.
But it was a variety.
It was a great variety.
Right.
And one of the things that we talk about all the time is diversifying the industry of the area and also making people aware of the opportunities that are here.
Right.
Because, as we've talked about repeatedly for so long, we were hospitality, retail, and tourism, and we were casinos, and we were retail. And that was the focus. The focus was on customer service,
Right.
which is a great thing to have, but you got to have other skills beyond that.
Correct.
So this gives them the opportunity to, put their toe in the water of a lot of different experiences that can give them an idea of what they want to be when they grow up.
And those ages were from 16 to 24?
Correct.
16 to 24. Now, it used to be 14 or something, didn't it?
It was never 14. Well, the problem with 14 is getting the working papers.
Oh, yeah. Because you got to go through the, yeah.
Yeah, the employers are reluctant to look at someone that age. But I did look at, I want to see what the comparison was. Somewhere I have it. Between those kids that were under 18 and those that were over 18. And we had really, really small print here. 56% of the population was over the age of 18 and 44% was under. So it was a pretty good population under the age of 18
Right.
that was involved in this program.
Right. Now, just because they were not a part of that program didn't mean that they couldn't work.
That's correct.
Right, because McDonald's, the fast food places were hiring, different places on the boardwalk and all of that. You could still work.
And one of the things that we're going to do, if we get funded next year, we just had a kind of a debriefing on this earlier in the week, and we have agreed that we will only provide payment in a debit card or an EBT card. So it's going to be on their card. This last year, we gave them an option of getting a check or having a direct deposit on a card, or not even having to have a bank account, but just
having it on the card.
access to the debit card. from a standpoint of efficiency and economy for us, it is much easier to give somebody a card and say, you're going to get paid. Plus, the reliance on having the money with you rather than trying to mail a check somewhere.
Right.
We get checks lost.
Yeah, I didn't get paid, and people getting frustrated,
Right.
and so on and so
It
forth.
becomes much more difficult. I believe that we either delivered the checks to the work site or we had them come to the office and pick them up. So there's all kinds of logistics associated with paper checks, and we think that it's going to be best to do it through the EBT card, the debit card, this next year. Now, if people say they don't want to do that, then they cannot be part of the program.
Well, even with unemployment services, they have a card, and this is more
Right.
proficient. It's
Right.
it just is.
Right.
So you get a card, and your money is just downloaded on your card.
And that makes sense.
Right.
Because, from our side, if we have a payroll service that is doing all this and they can just put it into the system and then
Hit the button. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So that's good. Now, what is the literacy update before we go out on our?
The literacy update right now is that it's funny because I just saw a literacy policy come out from the state yesterday, and they want the workforce development boards to document their processes for delivering literacy services because we do not have any specific funding from the state for literacy. So in Atlantic County specifically, we're working with all of our partners who provide literacy services. We mentioned, I think last month, the Digital Equity Program. That program is getting off the ground right now with Atlantic Cape Community College.
Right.
Karen McCormick is the director of that program. Right now they have 2 locations. Because this is a regional grant, they have a location in Atlantic City at the Worthington campus. They're looking at Cape May Courthouse to provide literacy services there. But the focus for this program is that the people who are participating in the program have to be public assistance recipients.
Oh.
So it has to be TANF-GA or food stamps. They just have to show that they are receiving some kind of benefit in order to qualify for this program.
I think I'm so happy for that. Don't get me wrong, but it just says, you know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
And I'm happy, that they have these services, and because the goal is to get them proficient enough so they can be sustainable, right?
Right.
I get it. But if either you have a lot or you have nothing, if you're in between, you get nothing, and I just have a problem with people. I mean, not people. I have an issue with there not being enough services for people who are on the borderline. You know what I'm saying?
And what I can say is that there are services for those people.
Right.
The process for working through the eligibility, the requirements associated with the funding for those programs are a little
Right.
more complicated. So that if we have someone that is coming into the One Stop Career Center is interested in training or even just an update on that side, they have to, because our only pot of funding, as I said, we have no funding from the state specifically for literacy.
Right.
So we have to use our other resources under Title I of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act. There is funding for that program, but it's usually tied to training.
Right.
So if someone is saying, I don't have any literacy skills, I don't know about computers, I don't know how to operate a mouse, I don't have email, there are programs that can help them with that. There's actually, this is ironic, if you don't know how to use a computer, there's an online program that can teach you how to use a computer.
But you know what? Is it AI?
It is not AI.
Oh, it's not AI.
No, there's a program called Metrics, it's the Skill Up.
Skill Up.
But it's on the computer.
Okay.
So if you don't know how to use the computer, you're kind of at a loss there.
That's
Because
true. That's true.
You first have to learn how to use the computer.
Right.
We at the One Stop, what we call Educate Ed Tutoring Center, I think we can provide some basic education on how to manage the computer if people are interested in doing that. The expectation is that we want them to work on their academic skills. So the location there is for academic remediation. It's for upskilling people, bringing their grades up so that they're either interested in pursuing the high school diploma or that they need to pursue some kind of training. But there is an opportunity because we have an instructor in that classroom. If somebody walks in and says, I don't know how to operate a computer, they can spend a little time with them showing them how to do that. That's not the primary purpose of that program, but there are opportunities there. Also, through the Atlantic City Free Public Library.
Yeah, they have a good program. They have a very good program.
They have a waiting list.
Right, but then you can know how to use a computer, but technology has changed so much.
So much.
When I had tried to go back to ACCC with all of that I was doing, I don't know why I did it, but I did it. It took me a while to learn. Everything is computerized, like you say. You had to upload to get the book. You had to upload to do this. And I knew how to operate a computer. I didn't know how to do the technology, new technology.
Right.
So when I went to ACC 30, 40 years ago, of course, it was a book. It was this and it was that. Now it's a digital book.
Yep.
You know, so you can know how to use a computer, but then with technology, if you are outdated, what I found out, I was outdated.
Yeah.
You know, and I really just didn't know. It wasn't that I was illiterate to a computer, but the technology had changed. Yeah. You know, so you really need to update yourself, and you can go online, like you say, and learn how to do things. It took me a minute.
Yeah, if you have the discipline and the time to do that. I'm not sure how many people do, but
you know, we wanted to talk about that. So I just wanted to let you know that there are programs that are available, and if you are on SNAP until that ends or whatever, you are able to take advantage of the literacy programs.
And just as a brief explanation, the reason for that is because the state looks at the pots of money that they have.
Right.
And they try to figure out ways to spend that money and benefit the customers of the state of New Jersey.
All right. Well, listen, we get ready for a break, and we will ask you to keep those dials locked. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Love Caters All, your one-stop event destination in Atlantic City. Looking for the perfect venue to host your next unforgettable event? Love Caters All is Atlantic City's premier beach block event venue and restaurant, offering everything you need under one roof. Whether you're planning a last-minute celebration or an elegant wedding, we specialize in making your vision come to life. From event planning and management to catering, decor, and hosting, we handle it all so you can enjoy every moment stress-free. Our venue features accommodates up to 175 guests, full-service event space on the first floor, 3 luxurious suites on the second floor for Airbnb, verbal stays, bachelor and bachelorette parties, family gatherings, or bridal dressing rooms. Free on-site parking for your convenience, luxury airport transportation available for you and your guests. We specialize in weddings and last-minute events, engagement parties and rehearsal dinners, baby showers, sweet 16s, birthday parties, and intimate funerals, corporate events, and private gatherings. Need help with your wedding day prep? We've got you covered with wedding gowns and tuxedos for the entire bridal party, makeup artists and hairstylists, DJs, photographers, and even wedding singers. Now booking grand opening special. Visit us at 30 South Florida Ave, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Call or text us today at 609-697-0999 to schedule your appointment. Love Caters All does it all. All you have to do is call.
Hawks, a name that has been trusted for almost 30 years in the janitorial services industry, is proud to present Hawks Professional Moving Services, fully insured, local and long distance, packing services, commercial and residential, no job too small or too large, friendly and reliable services. For more information or a free estimate, 609-484-0452. Hawks Professional Moving Services, where we treat your belongings like our own.
Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Bubby Fan, and I'm honored to present to you the South Jersey Legacy Project. Legacy still lives. On this day, history will be made as we present to you a live audio and video recording featuring the families of South Jersey, the Fan family, Bishop Freddie Washington, the Carey sisters, the Gandy family, the Lucas sisters, the Lyles family, the Oatman family, and the Corbett family. This event will take place Saturday, September 27th at Ocean City Tabernacle Church, 550 Wesley Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Doors open at 3 p.m. Our Legacy Concert Worship Leader is none other than Reverend Dr. Albert Morgan. We look to see you Saturday, September 27th at 4 p.m. Doors open at 3. Tickets are VIP seating, $30. General seating, $20. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com. Type in South Jersey Legacy Project or see any of the family members for tickets. We need your support, South Jersey. Come on out and be blessed. Let's celebrate, let's love, and let's continue legacy. Hello, everyone. This is Pastor Bubby Fan, and I'm honored to present to you the South Jersey Legacy Project. Legacy still lives. On this day, history will be made as we present to you a live audio and video recording featuring the families of South Jersey, the Fan family, Bishop Freddie Washington, the Carey sisters, the Gandy family, the Lucas sisters, the Lyles family, the Oatman family, and the Corbett family. This event will take place Saturday, September 27th at Ocean City Tabernacle Church, 550 Wesley Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Doors open at 3 p.m. Our Legacy Concert Worship Leader is none other than Reverend Dr. Albert Morgan. We look to see you Saturday, September 27th at 4 p.m. Doors open at 3. Tickets are VIP seating, $30. General seating, $20. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com. Type in South Jersey Legacy Project or see any of the family members for tickets. We need your support, South Jersey. Come on out and be blessed. Let's celebrate, let's love, and let's continue legacy.
Wake up to Morning Glory with gospel duo Duncan and Rachel.
Every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM.
And the King of Glory shall come in.
If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and First Lady Parrish, right here on your two-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. I'm sure a lot of you are listening, but nobody put any comments on, so I can't call nobody out today. I'm feeling some kind of way, but that's okay. You can't, sometimes you're just busy, and you can always go back and listen to our program and get the information that you need. And we're this broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks Family Businesses, who've been serving our community for over 40 years, close to 40 years, and Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories. All right. Listen, I'm excited about the Legacy Concert Project tonight. I hope that you are out there. I'm going to be there. My mom's going to be there. And we're just looking for everybody to come out and support that project. It is a great project, and we want to be out there to support. I don't mind going to Philly and New York and Camden and everywhere, but when you have stuff right in South Jersey, we need to support it. So we hope that everybody goes out and support the Legacy Concert Project on today. It's really going to be great. All right, so we're talking to Fran Kuhn. He is the Atlantic County Workforce Development Executive Director, and he's given us an update on things that are happening inside of the community. All right, so we're going to continue. We talked about the youth programs. We talked about Meadowview. We talked about supportive work programs. And so we want to know Work First New Jersey work activities. What activities are available?
We have an interesting situation because normally when we receive funding for these programs, we receive it in May with the planned start for July 1. For some reason this year, we did not receive that notice of award. In May, we received a 3-month extension from July 1 to September 30th, and September 30th is next week.
Right.
We've been able to provide services through that 3-month extension with the contracts that we currently have, and we are in the process of releasing our request for proposals for the new work activities, looking at 2 specific objectives. One is to have the required work activity. You're aware, because it's been publicized a lot, that the expectation now is that there are requirements for work activities for people that are receiving TANF benefits,
right,
general assistance benefits, and now they're adding those people that are on food stamps,
right,
that are what are called able-bodied adults without dependents. Now those folks are going to be required to be in a work activity for 80 hours a month.
Right.
That begins February of 2026.
Now, I thought it was 15 hours a week, so it's more than that. It's 80?
It is 80 hours a month.
Mm-hmm.
They did not specify 20 hours a week.
But if you break it down, yeah.
You could do 15 one, 25 another. We're not sure how this is going to work and how it's going to be monitored and how people are going to be held accountable. But there are requirements for those kind of activities. We've set up a meeting next week to have a conversation with the County Welfare Administration to discuss how exactly those services are going to be delivered, how many people we're talking about that fall into that realm, because with the TANF population, there are about 400, a little less than 400 people that are required to be in a work activity. General assistance, there are about 1,000.
Right.
The food stamp population probably bumps that number up to 10,000.
So the SNAP benefits won't be totally, well, not going to say SNAP, we said food stamps.
Right.
Because that's different. Won't be totally out unless they don't make the requirement.
Correct. There is a process for determining who those individuals are who would be considered required to be in a work activity. And when they say able-bodied adults without dependents, these are, I'm assuming, single individuals who do not have children.
What about the disabled?
The disabled population will probably have an exemption.
Okay, probably.
When they say able-bodied, they're saying there's a determination that they are capable of working. The determination for that, however, has to be through a screening process. And if the expectation is that all of these folks are supposed to be starting into a work activity on February 1st of 2026, then we need a process for determining those people who either have a waiver or are exempt from the work activity requirement.
So they can have a medical waiver.
Yes.
And then they would be exempt from that.
Correct.
Right now, because there are a lot of changes that are happening, even people with Section 8.
Right.
I think they're going to have a 2-year limit.
Right.
So if you've been on Section 8 for a number of years or a few years, you only have 2 years, and then that's over. So you have to start planning now on what you need to do in order to be able to sustain.
Right.
And you know where you are.
That's why it's really important. This the request for proposals that we're putting out right now is targeting folks that are on mainly TANF benefits and general assistance benefits. But the objective is to help them prepare for gainful employment. And again, we've talked about this a number of times. It's that issue of getting them into a job that is going to be successful and not going to put them at risk for their benefits.
Right. And the food insecurity is a real big issue.
Right.
You know, here, it's all over. It's not just here. Right. It's all over. And even the food banks have been affected. You know, because they won't be getting certain state benefits anymore. I think SFPP, the state federal food program, will stop in October.
Yeah.
You know, so if you are receiving food stamps, you know, stock up to the best of your ability, because I want to know, what I'm concerned about is how are the people going to be notified that they meet, you know, they're in that category. You know what I'm saying? People just don't assume.
What we've done in the past, and this was 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, is that there was a massive call-in of everyone that was receiving the benefits. There was a scheduled appointment that they would come in and they would meet with eligibility folks and have a conversation about, you know, what their situation was to make that determination as to whether or not they would be required to be in a work activity or whether they would be exempt. But it will require a location to process people.
Right. It's a lot of people.
Yeah. That's the planning meeting that we're scheduling for next week. That's part of that planning process, is we want to have a conversation about, okay, if we start to identify these folks, you know, when do we need to start having the meetings with
right
them?
And notifying them that, listen, you are in this, the things have changed, this is the new process, and you are a part of this. I think, you know, I hate to, I don't want to say I hate to say this, but I think a lot of times people have a preconceived notion on what they think of people that are receiving, right, and not realizing there are so many diverse people who are struggling, you know, in this area because of the rents or the mortgages, you know, $2,000-$3,000, and people are paying this. They are either moving in, families are moving in order to be able to sustain. It's a lot.
We've been trying to make a point of and talking to people everywhere about the issue of those people that are receiving cash assistance, whether it's general assistance at a whopping $182 a month or whatever that payment is for TANF. It's not a comfortable living.
No.
It is not anywhere near comfortable living. And the other thing that nobody seems to understand is that that's a finite time period.
Right.
That 5 years in your lifetime is real. And that, you know, we have regular discussions. There is a group called the Supplemental Assistance for Individuals and Families that monitors all people that have 4 years or more of cash benefits because they're nearing the end of the road. And then there's a discussion about, okay, well, you know, if you don't have a job by the time you finish your 5 years, and they do get a 1-year extension in New Jersey, so it's actually 72 months. But if they do not have a job at the end of that, then they will have to find someone else to live with. They will have to find someplace or find a job.
Right.
And as you said, finding a job does not necessarily mean that all your problems are solved.
Or that you're going to be able to afford where you live. Right. There are a lot of people, and I really just didn't know this, and don't ask me why I didn't know. that are living in tents.
Yeah.
Near Walmart.
Yeah.
Near Shore Mall. Okay. I didn't know that, and I wouldn't know that because it's not my life. You only think homeless that's under the boardwalk or at the bus station or the train station or whatever. And I mean, they look clean, but they're carrying their things around because they cannot afford to live in a place. And I don't really think that should be in America. No. But this is what's happening right now.
Right.
And so wherever you are, if you have a roof over your head, you have a lot to be thankful for. And if you are able to afford it, if you're not, you're on Section 8, just come up with a plan, because in 2 years, you're going to be eliminated from the roll, and people sometimes just don't know that. And I'm thankful for this opportunity to be able to get that type of information out. We talked a lot about that, but I want to talk about Justice Involved a little bit, because we have about 10 minutes.
Okay.
There's some people that Justice Involved means if you've had some legal problems, went to jail, got out.
Yeah, they classify it largely as any kind of criminal involvement.
Any kind. Okay.
Except traffic tickets.
Okay.
I think traffic and speeding tickets is kind of the lower end, but certainly if you had a DUI where you had any kind of record,
right,
you could be eligible for this program. And the main target of this program is to work with those folks that have been shortchanged because of that criminal record and had difficulty in finding employment. This program works specifically in engaging those individuals who have a criminal past, have a criminal record, have not been able to successfully find gainful employment. But what is really significant about the way they do that is that it's not just go in and have a conversation and tell them what to do. These individuals for these programs will sit down with them and actually go through the process, make the phone calls with them, make the connections to those services and resources that they will most benefit from, and their familiarity with employers in the area who are willing to consider people who have criminal backgrounds or justice-involved histories is really, really beneficial and opportunistic for them.
Now, is that for everybody? Because I've worked with people who had justice involved situations, but because of the charge or because they wanted to get out, all right, they were slapped with Megan's Law before Megan's Law was even instituted. Right. But they were slapped with that. So that changes a lot of stuff.
It does. A lot of stuff.
Right. And I really didn't know that until you're out there and you're working with people.
Yeah. But I think that this is probably one of the best opportunities of the programs that the Department of Labor has created.
Okay.
As a grant. This appears to be one of the more beneficial programs that they've created.
Now, is this the one with the $9,600?
This is not the one with the $9,600. That's Fund My Future. That's another one.
Okay.
But this program, like I said, the one difference in this program is that the individual is not alone.
Okay, they're helping, they're assisting.
They are assisting, and I think they are building the relationship. So it's more than just assisting. New Beginnings, which is New Beginnings Counseling Therapies. There's therapeutic services out of Camden, has the South region.
Okay.
They have offices in Camden, they have offices in Millville. But one of the things that we did in Atlantic County, because it was a regional grant, is we wanted services in Atlantic County.
Right.
So we had a couple of conversations, and we've now arranged to have them come to the One Stop Career Center twice a month.
Oh, that's good.
On Tuesdays in person from 11 to 2. They are here. We're working with our public assistance population to identify those people that do have justice-involved histories and talking to them about the opportunity to have, connection to these resources. And there are people that are signing up now.
Oh, that's good.
So,
that's good. Well, we don't have a lot of time, but they can come on Tuesdays from 11 to 2.
But the one other thing that I wanted to talk about real quickly is the Work Opportunities Tax Credit.
Oh.
Work Opportunities Tax Credit is an opportunity for businesses. This is mostly a business benefit, but if the customer understands the value of it, it is up to a 2-year tax credit that can gain tax credits for the employer up to $9,600. So it's a significant opportunity for an employer to hire these people, take advantage of these tax credits for hiring specific people within these populations. And it runs from receiving food stamps who are veterans. There's a $2,400 tax credit. If you're a veteran and you're hired for 1 year after you're leaving your service, is $4,800. If you are unemployed at least 6 months, so that's a lot of our folks, it can be up to $9,600 for the employer. So what I'm trying to do is I want to work with the customers to get them to understand the added value that they bring to the employer. So if they have an interview and they're talking to the employer and they say, I got something nobody else has here. If you hire me, you can take advantage
of this benefit.
Right.
That's good. All right. Well, listen, you can go to the One Stop and find all about that information, right?
That's correct. Yep.
All right. So we got a few activities that are coming up that we need to talk about right quick.
Thank you. The one that you mentioned, which is most important because it comes up next Saturday, is the Sustainable Health and Wellness Village, sponsored by CareSpark and Johnson & Johnson. Mm-hmm. That is it is a health fair that is targeted to the underserved and minority populations in our area. There's a lot of focus on the aging population. We want to be able to provide bus transportation for the people in Pleasantville. Been working with Deborah Nicholson from the Housing Authority in Pleasantville to identify pickup zones for the buses. I have to talk to Joe O'Neill, who is the person that arranges the bus transportation through the county. There will be, hopefully I can get that information on Monday out to everyone so that they know where the buses will be. But I think there's going to be 2 pickups, one at 11, one at 10:30 to get them there. And then there will be a bus pickup at 2 o'clock and a bus pickup at 4 o'clock from the location in Atlantic City. There's also going to be, I think, a second bus that will be there picking up people from Pleasantville at 12 if people want to come a little bit later. Okay. So, now, last year you had buses and nobody got on the bus. Right. Okay. So there were too many activities. There was and there's a whole lot of activities going on Saturday as well. So, you don't want to have free transportation, free lunch, free eyeglasses, free all of this stuff, and you don't take advantage of it. Free dancing, free music, free everything. All right, you got another announcement. Rodney Finks, is looking to try and collect candy and contributions or donations for the trunk or treats in the county. So what he wants to be able to do is he wants to have a stockpile of candy that he can take to the various trunk or treats to the area. So he said, if you're interested in helping out with that, and with the One Stop Career Center and Grant Associates' interest in being part of that operation, you can reach out to him. His phone number is 609-485-0052. And Rodney's extension is 4825. I'll give this information to Ms. Witherspoon, Dr. Witherspoon. You call me Miss Witherspoon. and so you can get it out. Yeah, and I'll put it on my page, I'm sure. But I think it's a great idea. We're going to see what we can do to contribute to this so that we have a presence in all of the trunk or treats, because there's going to be quite a few trunk or treats. There's trunk or treats everywhere. Right. So if we're present at any of those, then we want to be able to contribute to the happiness of the kids and the surprise associated with Halloween at the end of the month. So we're going to see what we can do to help with that.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much. Our time is up.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much for being a part of our show and coming and making sure that the community is well aware. And the number to the one stop is 609
485 0052
0052, or you can show up at 2 South North Main Street.
And there is a 9 o'clock reemployment orientation that is a walk-in orientation. Anyone who is looking for training or employment at that time can be there and sit in on the sessions to find out what resources are available.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.